Hello and welcome. If you are finding this video, then I am setting the powerful intention that there is a message in here for you and that it finds you at the absolute perfect and right time. I know everybody says that these days, but they say it for a reason because it is so true and so important. I feel like whoever I'm speaking to right now, beginning to really trust in the magic of the universe, to be able to identify synchronicity, to recognize synchronicity, and to recognize resonance. These are things that you're learning. These are things that you're working. These are energies or gifts, talents, skills, I guess you could say, that you're working with, that you're honing right now. So hopefully this video will provide some additional synchronicity, some confirmation for you. Whoever I'm speaking to, and I'm seeing somebody who's been working a lot with angel numbers here. I was seeing 777, 1111, 333, 999, a whole lot of different 1, 2, 3, 4, a lot of 431 or 421, lots of different numbers coming through here. All right. So somebody's really been paying attention to the angel numbers. I feel like you've been looking for confirmation for something of your own intuition. And like, yes, this video was meant to provide you some of that confirmation, but it's also spirit saying like, you don't need that confirmation necessarily. It's great when we get it, right? It gives us that little extra whoosh of like, yes, I'm in alignment. This is working. This is real. But spirit's saying, all right, not that you don't need that confirmation, but spirit's saying, don't rely too heavily on outer confirmation because you're meant to be building your internal resonance and your internal confirmation, like the ways that you receive confirmation and your own knowing. It's like trusting your own knowing. On the bottom of the deck, as I've been talking here, we have the Ace of Cups here. So we're going to pull some more cards and see what else we get here. I pulled out the Divine Codes Oracle too, so we're going to tap in with a couple of those messages as well. I am filming this on Valentine's Day, February 14th, although it is a timeless reading. So that energy of love, love is in the air, but it's self-love above all else, right? So we have the Ace of Pentacles here with the Seven of Swords. Interesting. Let's feel into that energy here. I'm getting this energy with the Seven of Swords here, like peekaboo. So I'm not sure what that means exactly, this energy of peekaboo here. It's like, it feels like your universe right now, your guides, your higher self, whatever you want to call it, it's almost like you have a game of peekaboo going on with the universe right now. And this is where the energy of the signs and the synchronicities comes in. And I keep seeing 777. So I think the 7s and the 3s and 11s, the 1s, the 7s, and the 3s are particularly consequential for people who are finding this reading. But it's like spirit reveals to you a little bit, or you get a little glimpse of something and then it goes away. Or you get a little whisper or impression of your manifestations and then it goes poof. It's like sort of like that energy. It's like a fun, playful, kind of like flirty energy though. And you know what this is also reminding me of? This is reminding me of when I was first, many people who follow this channel, and hello, welcome to everybody who's new, know that I'm a recovering addict. So when I was in the beginning of my recovery journey and I was working my second step, actually working the 12 steps and developing a relationship with a power greater than myself and working with that energy, it was kind of like that. Like I would play with my higher self, with that spiritual energy. And I would say things like, help me remember this thing, because I am notorious for having a terrible memory, right? Being very absent-minded, and being a parent has just made that worse. I wasn't a parent back then, but I was still very absent-minded. So it was like when spirit would drop a reminder into my head of something that I needed to remember, that was like really great confirmation for me that something supernatural was going on, because there's no way that me as simply me without some assistance would remember shit. So it's that kind of an energy. It's that kind of a thing. And then I would ask for things like I asked for art because I had this apartment for the first time, the program I was in. You got your own apartment. And I had never had that before. Just my own completely. And it was very empty because I had nothing to put in it. It was furnished, but like other than that, there was nothing on the walls. It was very bare. It was very, not me. It didn't have my energy, my personality. So I asked Spirit for art. And then all the different ways that artwork would come into my reality. It was really magical. It's actually, so this tattoo that I have here on my arm was from a piece of artwork that I found during that period of time, sitting outside across from my best friend's apartment when we were leaving one day, just sitting right there in the snow. Someone had just placed it right in front of her doorway. It was just really fun how all those things happen. So that is part of what this tattoo means to me. It's just like remembering that magic of those beginning phases of reconnecting with the universe after a very dark period of time in my life where I was very cut off and very disconnected. And I apologize for all the itching. I mentioned this in the video that I did the other day. It's getting worse, I think, when I'm channeling, kind of how my nose used to itch. It's like now everything's itching. I'm also in the process of coming off antihistamines, which makes me really itchy. That's a whole other story. But just so people know, as they're seeing me scratch over here, maybe some of you have an itch that you're needing to scratch, metaphorically or literally, but most likely metaphorically speaking, right? But there's this with her with the prayer here. That's what I feel like. It's that energy of playing peekaboo with the universe, of playing these games, of you asking Spirit for certain things and then seeing how they're manifesting or how they're coming forward in your life. That's what this energy feels like to me. So the Seven of Swords feels playful. It doesn't feel like a negative energy the way the Seven of Swords can sometimes be perceived. Let's get a little more energy here. New abundance, though. So there's something new, something very new that's getting ready to come into your reality, something very new that you're co-creating with Spirit right now. All right, so we got the Queen of Cups here. And so Spirit's reminding you to stay interesting. Another 12-step term. Some of my people finding this, maybe people in recovery as well, to say right-sized is literally the exact verbiage that came through here. It's like having love and compassion for other people. Humility is what's coming through. And how humility doesn't mean thinking of yourself as better or worse than anybody else. It has to do with recognizing who you are, right? Your strengths, your weaknesses, everything in between, and seeing that from a very like, just as an observer, like recognizing it. There's no ego involved with ideally with humility, right? It's just like I know that I am no better or worse than anybody else. I know where I excel. I know where I perhaps am weaker and I could use a bit more strengthening. And I'm okay with all of that. I accept all of that. And I accept everybody else where they are at as well. You know what I mean? So there's an energy with that. There's an energy of not comparing yourself to other people. Because I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, you get really unwell when you start comparing yourself too much. And that's when this humility, this ego energy gets really out of balance, because you either start feeling way less than, or you start feeling like you need to puff yourself up to feel more in order to overcompensate for any insecurities that you're feeling. Spirit's saying, really just own your own beauty. There's something with this Queen of Cups here about that beautiful divine feminine energy, really tapping into that, working with that, nurturing that aspect of yourself right now. We've been talking a lot lately about this energy of how, especially with Mars retrograde in Cancer right now, it's all about that energy of learning and understanding how to manifest and create from the divine feminine energy, from the energy of receptivity, from the energy of allowing, of being that point of attraction. I'm feeling Venus energy here. So some of you may have strong Venus in your charts. Maybe you're a Taurus or a Libra. Maybe Venus retrograde is going to be powerful for you. That's beginning in March and going into April, I believe, is when the Venus retrograde ends. And I'm going to have to do a separate video for that. I know I've been slacking a little bit on the astrology videos, and we will be getting more of those out there. I'm going to check here for you guys, all of my dates here. Yeah, Venus goes direct on the 12th at 24 degrees of Pisces. She's going to start out in Aries. And this definitely feels like the Venus in Pisces part of the transit here with that card. So I feel like there's going to be a really powerful, because remember, Venus, she represents love. She represents desire, what we value, what we find attractive and beautiful, and what is charismatic, attractive, and beautiful about us. But she also represents wealth and how the value that we place upon ourselves, what it is that we value in others, and how it is that self-love and that self-value translates into the material world, right? Because everything is a mirror, right? Our abundance is a mirror of the value that we place upon ourselves, what we believe we're worthy of. That's a big part of wealth. We can really see that reflection in the outer world a lot of times. And so there's going to be a lot with this wealth energy, with this energy of connecting with the embodiment of that. I feel like some of you, it's like there's some divine feminine goddesses that want to work with you too, with cultivating this abundance consciousness. And I'm actually going to pull from the Keepers. I haven't pulled from this deck in a long time, but we're going to pull from the Keepers of the Light deck as well, because I feel like there's a couple messages in there that want to come through for you. And if there's anybody who's watching who's liking the decks that I'm using, I have the major decks that I use on my Bendable profile now, which you can find in the description box if you want to check them out. Both of the decks that I'm using right now are on there. But yeah, something with this divine feminine energy, working with that, nurturing that aspect of you. And this is also being patient and compassionate with yourself, because this is a journey. This is a journey that you are undergoing. All of life is a journey, right? We get so focused on the destination sometimes, and we get so caught up thinking that the journey is supposed to be easy. We didn't come to Earth for easy. All right, easy is the spiritual realm where we were before. That's not what we came here to experience. All right, so we have the Three of Swords in reverse, recovering heartbreak. Got the Ten of Cups, so there's that completion energy. Then we've got Four of Swords, earned rest. With the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Page of Swords in reverse. Interesting. So I'm feeling like I'm also speaking to somebody who is healing a little bit from a situation here. Some type of heartbreak, some type of disappointment. Somebody, and this may have been like, and it's interesting. Oh, I love this. You're developing this relationship with spirit, with the universe right now. And this is why you're playing these games, right? This peekaboo game, this like show me what you got kind of energy. As it's like people in your physical reality really disappointed you, really let you down, really didn't show up for you when you needed them to show up. Right? They might have promised you a lot of things and not delivered. So it's like you're healing that with your relationship with spirit right now, as well as your relationship with yourself. This is big. So allowing spirit to show up for you and seeing spirit show up is healing that. When you show up for yourself, that's healing that energy. That's healing that wound as well. And very powerfully so. And that's where this completion energy is coming in. You're learning to be whole and complete within yourself, not needing another person. It's like you're working on the two most important relationships that you will ever have. The relationship with yourself and your relationship with spirit. And I've shared this before, that as you begin or continue cultivating your relationship with spirit and your relationship with yourself, you realize that they're one and the same. So this is really beautiful. Whoever I'm reading this for, I love this energy for you. There's this beautiful sense of completion that's coming from within. That's coming from being spiritually full. As opposed to just looking outside of yourself for things to fill you up. Clear. Let's pull a couple Divine Codes, Oracle cards here. Get some final messages. What a beautiful reading. This energy is so beautiful. Have fun. Be childlike with this as you're developing this new relationship with spirit, with the universe, with your own self, right? Your own higher self, your own human self. And be anticipatory. See how she's looking forward to what Spirit's bringing her. She knows it's coming. She's not questioning whether or not it's coming. It's not even a matter of it's coming. It's already here. Spirit's saying, see and notice how everything that you are seeking is already here right now. We've got a lot of dolphins in this card. Ooh, dolphin codes. And this is an 8 card. So this is cultivating that vibration. Talk about play, right? We're talking about the energy of play. Dolphins are so playful. Dolphins are one of my favorite animals. They're one of my spirit animals because they always look like they're smiling, like they're laughing. They just have such a beautiful, lighthearted energy. They are truly magical creatures. So there's an energy here with cultivating that joyful vibration. How important that is. That is key for you right now. That's really all you have to do. That's all any of us have to do. This is such a profound message that's been coming through so powerfully for our collective. Play more. Be in that. Allow everything you do to feel like play. Now, I can see some people almost being like taskmasters with this, where they're like, all right, that's my assignment. I must play. I must make everything feel like play. And it's don't get robotic with it. Don't see it like a job. Just allow yourself to be more lighthearted. Allow yourself to laugh more. Allow yourself to play more. If you have to, you can. Some of you might need to schedule play in like a job, right? I'm not saying don't do that if that works for you. And work with the energy of the dolphins. If you're fortunate enough to be in a part of the world where dolphins are accessible to you, go literally play with the dolphins. But if that's not the case for you, then just cultivate that energy, cultivate that excitement. All right, cultivate that joyful, just like think of dolphins, listen to dolphins, watch. There was a really awesome documentary that I watched once. It was like called Something in the Pod. And it was like these cameras that they had following dolphins around under the water. It was one of the first times that they had seen what dolphins do when they're underneath the water. So they had like these fake fish with these cameras implanted in them that were kind of like swimming around, following the dolphins around. It was really cool. So even just like seeing images of dolphins, hearing the noises that they make, it brings through this energy of playfulness. It creates and elicits a certain vibration in you. And that vibration is what you want. And then we have soul service. And this is card 29. 9 plus 2 is 11. The soul lights up through service. This is about holding space. And we had that with this card too. Compassion. The word compassion coming up twice. So for some people finding this, cultivating that compassion, holding space for people, that's going to be really important for you. That's going to help. Like, I definitely feel like I'm talking to some recovering addicts here because service is a huge part of recovery and of my own 12-step journey and my own journey through recovery. This energy of giving back, feeling like you have a purpose, making a difference in another person's life. That's going to be really big, especially if some of you have been feeling down. That's an instant way to lift your vibration. It's all like Spirit wants you to keep in your back pocket. Like literally make a list of the things that raise your vibration. Because sometimes when we get into a lower state of being, when we are feeling more depressed and we're feeling more lethargic, we're feeling heavier, it's like we forget about the things that instantly make us feel good. Like maybe exercising, going for a walk, listening to certain music, right? Watching a documentary about dolphins, being of service to another person, right? Lifting somebody else up. Keep a playlist on your phone of funny videos or like funny things that make you laugh. You know what I mean? Keep a playlist on your Spotify, if you have Spotify or something like that, of songs that lift you up. All right. Just like have these tools ready and at your disposal. And I'm not saying don't ever feel bad. This is a year, and this 2025 is very much about feeling it to heal it, allowing the emotions to roll through us. They're coming up and out because we're clearing so much density as all these divine codes are coming in. All right. So we want to feel it, but we don't want to get stuck in it. So it's like knowing the difference. And I'm going to do a different video, I think, on just talking about identifying what energy is yours versus other people's. That's coming into my awareness right now as well. I'm not going to get super into this in this video, except to just say that like we all are also clearing energies for the collective and for individuals, souls that we're connected to sometimes too. So sometimes when we feel these emotions, they're not even our own. It's just about alchemizing them. And there's nothing wrong with like shifting your, like using tools to shift your vibration, as long as you're not running away from authentic emotions that you really feel, you know, intuitively you're meant to feel and move through in that way. Trying to figure out if like that is sufficient for like spirit. Is that sufficient for explaining what we're talking about here, what we mean? Yeah, I feel like you guys get it. People finding this video. And then we have star power on the bottom of the deck, which breaks down to a 9. This is about the Pleiadians. And I love this too. And this is reminding me of like, not Rocky Horror, but some kind of like old cult classic movie like that or something. Not sure. Not the one with the plants, right? What was that with the plant that eats people? I don't know what movie it's reminding me of, but there might be something with some of those old movies for somebody too. Maybe that brings you joy and comfort. Maybe that makes you laugh. But yeah, the Pleiadians. So some of you are Pleiadian. That's why that card's coming through. Some of you are Pleiadians. You have crystal visions under that. Your psychic clairvoyant senses opening up. And then the sea turtle energy. So there's a lot with that ocean energy. You guys, be by the ocean. All right, be by the ocean. That is going to be really healing for you. And spend some time out under the stars too, or spend some time connecting. Some of you guys, like I said, you are Pleiadian. You're meant to tap into that consciousness more at this time. You're meant to, there's like, they want to offer you healing. And I've talked about recently in different videos how different aspects or strands of our DNA are unlocking right now. So where we hold these heritages of different, whether it's angelic DNA, whether it's Pleiadian DNA, whether it's Anunnaki DNA, whatever it is, it's like those strands are activating within many of us. So I feel like for you guys, it's like your Pleiadian DNA strands are activating. And it's almost like these dolphin codes are going to help unlock some of that energy for some reason. It's interesting too, where compassion has been such a key word for this reading, where Pleiadians are known for their compassion. They're known for that gentle, loving energy. So I feel like you are naturally gentle. You're naturally loving. And you're meant to see that. It's like they want to help you see that as a strength, because the world has taught you that it's a weakness. It's like, it's knowing how to use that compassion though, right? We don't use the compassion in the sense of like what I used to do, which is rationalize away everybody's poor treatment of me because I understood, right, the truth of who they were, because I understood it was all, their treatment of me was coming from their own wounding, right? So I would just let them treat me like crap. It's not like that kind, but it's like seeing that compassion, seeing that love that you have for yourself and all of creation as a beautiful strength, as a beautiful blessing. But extending that same compassion to yourself first and foremost. Let's see. I want to read this because this came out on the bottom of the deck. This is a little message in this oracle deck, and I really love it. It's really beautiful. It says, I love you, sweet one. Pass this love on to all those you encounter, For you are the connection point. You are the point in which tip the scales of balance between love and hate. Grammatically, that's not correct. I'm a big grammar Nazi here. So we're going to say, you are the point which tips the scales of balance between love and hate. Or you are the tipping point of the scales of balance. We could say it a bunch of different ways, but you guys get it. Sorry. I didn't mean to ruin the message. We'll continue. You are the anchor in which love flows freely onto all those around you and into Mother Earth's ley lines, reaching those globally. Love always, Leah, who is the creator of this deck. But I love that. You are the connection point. Your love ripples out through your being, across all the ley lines of this planet. Clear. Creating this beautiful, compassionate grid of energy. Yeah, light body activations as we're putting the deck away. So be that love, extend that love to yourself, give yourself the space, give yourself the grace. You are shifting, you are changing so much. Spirit wants you to honor that. To honor your own process. It's like, yes, many are going to find upliftment through holding space for others, but understand when you're meant to hold space for others and when you're meant to hold space for yourself. And when you're meant to allow yourself to be the recipient of that energy. Clear, for some of you, that aspect is really important. So let's close with a couple Keepers of the Light cards here. What messages do we have for this collective resonating with this video from the Keepers of the Light? All right. We have Horus, Cosmic Gateway, and Freya, Phases and Cycles. Miraculous changes are occurring. All right, so there is an activation portal that you are moving through right now. And this is interesting. Spirit's saying, like, we have collective portals, like the full and new moons, the eclipses, certain dates, right? The 11/11 gateway, 12/12 gateway, all of that. 12/12 gateway is going to be significant for someone this year, by the way. It's 6/6 gateway as well. But we also have our individual portals. And this is when our own energy just individually opens up more, is more receptive. This has to do with, it's very quantum. It has to do with the fluctuations of our energy, of our vibration, as we're sort of moving through, navigating through timelines, the dimensions that we're connected to. There's just certain times where we individually move through these streams of energy or receive these streams of energy that open us up more. I guess is the only way that I can kind of describe sort of like what I'm being shown right now. So, like, just know that you're receiving a lot right now. That's why you need to take that time, that space to integrate, to really follow your intuition, how you're guided to interact or not interact with other people, to continue playing your games with the universe, and to continue to expect the miracles that are occurring. Spirit's saying there's something very powerful and potent that is shifting within your internal self that is getting ready to be reflected in your physical reality. You're meant to stay focused internally and just play with the external. But see it as play, see it as a game. Don't get too invested in it. Don't get too worried or caught up if you aren't seeing the response that you wanted to be seen from the universe, right? Like you were trying to manifest 7s today and instead you got 11s, or maybe you got nothing, right? Or you know what I mean? Like, don't worry so much about that. Let it inspire you. Let it be fun. But just play with it and know, like, there's a bigger shift coming right now. And the amount of time and how this energy coalesces in the physical form is going to have to do a lot with your thoughts. Your thoughts and your words that you're speaking, which are dictating your vibration. So really pay attention to your thoughts. Make sure that you are playing the word game, which is where you're noticing the words that you're speaking to yourself, your self-talk. the ways that you speak about yourself and about your life and your experiences to others, and make sure that those are aligning with the reality that you're moving towards. Right? Notice any of those old ways of speaking or being that are detrimental to what it is that you're creating. Really know that you are speaking your world into being right now. And there's going to be a lot more revealed, a lot more coming into your awareness. That's why Spirit wants you to pay attention. Some of you may want to work with Freya or Horus. Horus like initiating you into the mysteries is what I feel. And Freya working with your own cycles of creation, with your own cycles of death and rebirth. There's a lot of endings and beginnings. This is a 9 year, so as a collective, we're going through this as well. So Freya is sort of like a collective guide, I'm feeling, for us moving through 2025 here. She's helping with illuminating what needs to be seen, what needs to be known here. She wants to sort of like hold your hand almost, or be by your side as you're going through these endings and new beginnings here. Particularly the endings. Being a guide for the endings, feeling similar to Archangel Azrael in that sense. All right. Then we have Lady Portia, Joan of Arc, and Isis coming through. There's a trio for you right there. And we have Yeshua on the bottom of the deck. So we'll get to that. We'll close with Yeshua. That's a great way to close, right? But this is all about recognizing the divine order, the divine orchestration behind things, using your voice with Joan of Arc here. So if you are dealing with fears of persecution, if you are dealing with fears of using your voice, of speaking your truth, of what's going to happen to you, how you're going to be perceived, whether or not you're going to be loved, call upon Joan of Arc to help you with that. Also, remember we had talked about your clairvoyance opening up. For some of you, it's like the Pleiadians want to assist you with that, particularly those of you who resonate with that as one of your main star families. But also Joan of Arc wants to help you with that. Remember, Joan of Arc was clairvoyant. Right? This is what she was famous for. She foresaw the battles. There's something with that too, that she foresaw the battles. Some of you finding this reading, you're about to be shown a strategy that you're meant to employ in your own personal battle. I don't like to put things in terms of like battle or fights or whatever, you know what I mean? Because I feel like we're meant to surrender and move through the world with more ease and grace. But this feels like a personal battle. She's giving you the strategy. You're going to see the strategy. You're going to see several steps ahead. And this for somebody might even be like you getting premonitions of what's to come in the greater spiritual, collective spiritual battle, right? But it's like you're going to have the courage to act upon what you're shown. And it's even more so, it's like your part within that greater collective experience of ascension, of stepping into our sovereignty. That part is going to become much more clear. And it's going to be intimidating because I feel like whoever I'm speaking to, your part is much bigger than what you imagined. And I mean, I hate saying any part as big or small, right? But it's going to feel big. And it is. You know, I don't want to negate that. The role that you're meant to play, how you're meant to step up and lead, to share your voice. It's going to feel like more than what you're like, why did I sign up for this? You're going to question yourself whether you're capable, whether you're ready. Joan of Arc is coming through to assist you in becoming ready. Wasn't that just the short that I put out the other day? She wasn't ready. You're ready. All right. It's important to learn how to trust yourself, to trust your discernment, to trust your intuition. Everything unfolding in your life right now, as it always is training you. It's preparing you to be the leader that you are meant to be. Your entire life has been preparing you to be the leader that you are meant to be. moving forward here. The type of leader that you always were. It's like stepping back into that role, stepping back into that identity here. I see you like merging with another timeline where you had this Joan of Arc type energy. She may even be a personal archetype or energy for you. And then the Isis. We know and we love Isis, right? And this is all about them focusing. Isis and Horus here together. This is all about focusing on your manifestations, speaking and dreaming your world into being. Your dreams may be prophetic at this time as well. Some of this, these divinations may come in your dream state. So start writing your dreams, start keeping a dream journal, start being aware of your dreams. And follow your gut, follow your intuition, follow your heart. Trust in divine alignment, trust in divine order. And Yeshua here just bringing it home for us. But it's interesting, what's underneath him? We have Charity, and then we have Lady Nada, Heart Awakening, with Hilarion, Divine Healing. He's also about the heart chakra. So there's a lot of healing in the heart chakra here. There's a lot of moving with this energy. We've got compassion here. All right, we have prayer, contemplation, compassion, forgiveness, acceptance with the heart awakening. So there's a lot of these. These are all divine feminine energies too, right? As well. So moving into that energy again, that softness, that love, that compassion. Yeshua wants to assist with that, as does Charity. I love this too, because we talked about the praying and you asking the universe and playing these games with the universe. It says, ask and you shall receive. All right, so Spirit's saying, keep asking, keep praying, keep your heart open, keep yourself soft, keep yourself ready to receive, and know that Yeshua's coming through to assist you if there's something or someone. And for some of you, this is yourself. That you need to forgive, that you feel called to forgive at this time. Yeshua is going to assist you with that. And then I love how we had Ganesha, right? Removing obstacles, and then Kali Ma facing fear. Clear as I was flipping through and shuffling. All right. El Moria and Commander Ashtar. This is all about leading by example, walking your talk, answering the call, and that cosmic consciousness awakening within you. And then, of course, Yeshua, when I flipped again, making sure that he's closing out this reading. Let's just take a moment here. Let's see. Yeshua, do you have any final messages for people? Walk with me. Walk with me, my child, and you need never be afraid. Remember that I walk beside you always. To walk with me is a choice. It is the choice to remember me, to feel me within your heart, to unlock the memory, the codes, the divine wisdom, to unlock and activate the resonance of my love. You can choose to walk alone, or you can choose to remember that I walk beside you. Not to bring you comfort, but to remind you that you are safe, that you are strength, that you are power, that you are love, compassion, freedom. You are everything that you seek. You are everything that you seek. And this can be applied to those who seek me. You are everything that you seek. You are I am you. We are God in all God's splendor, in all God's beauty, in all God's grace. All you need do is open yourself up to that grace. Open up yourself up to the unfoldment of that grace. And watch as this grace permeates every avenue of your life, of your experience. You can choose to walk with this grace, to embody this grace, to become this grace. It is that simple. It is always, has always been that simple. Yet do not judge yourself for complicating it, for this is the plight of being human. It is also the gift of being human. A double-edged sword, if you will, that I was once privileged to wield, to bear, just as you now wield this double-edged sword. Have the blessing of this experience of being human. Oh, it's such a blessing. It is such a blessing. It is such a gift. May you see and recognize the miraculous gift that it is. For in some ways, though I watch you suffer, I see you suffering, which is also a choice. I say this not to diminish your suffering, only so that it be acknowledged. But even as I see you choosing your suffering, and rightly so, as it is your right, it is your will to do so. It is all your free will. There is still a part of me that is a bit jealous because I know, I understand the gift that is being present upon this earth, this glorious earth, this crown jewel of the cosmos. Cherish this gift. Remember this gift. Remember that you wanted to be here so badly. Do not mourn me. Do not pity me. Do not feel guilty. Oh, they even try to make you feel guilty sometimes, particularly certain segments of humanity. For my suffering, I chose it all just as you chose it all, and I would choose it all again. To walk upon the earth, to feel the soles of my feet connecting with the sand, to feel all the constriction and all the expansion of the human experience once again. We all choose our path. We choose our suffering, and we can choose to no longer suffer just as easily. It is always a choice. Even as the fable goes, as the story goes, as I was hanging from that cross, I had the choice. I had the choice. I had the choice. Do I suffer? Do I choose suffering, or do I choose love? Do I choose compassion? Do I choose grace? And that's what I chose. You can choose that in every moment of your life when you are hanging from every proverbial cross. Because we all have crosses to bear, do we not? We all have challenges. We all have struggles. You are that which you seek. No challenge is insurmountable. For every problem, perceived problem, there is a solution, and that solution is always love. Thank you. Thank you, Yeshua. That was a little bit unexpected, but there we go. Yeah. So work with Yeshua if you feel called to work with him as well. He's beautiful. I love him so much. It's impossible to not smile when you're channeling when his energy or his messages, because he just has this beautiful, uplifting and playful energy in a sense too, right? He's mastered that. Yeah, he's mastered that art of play. Yes. Yes, it's all play. It's all play. It can be. That's the invitation, right? Stress less, play more. I'm just going to vibe in this energy for a minute now, you all. I appreciate you so much. I love you. I hope that you enjoyed this reading / channeling / whatever the hell it is that we just did. And I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.